Mortal Kombat is far from a flawless victory. Simon McQuoid's adaptation of the classic fighting game offers a somewhat more self-serious take than Paul W.S. Anderson's 1995 B-movie. It follows a young fighter, helpfully named Cole Young, who finds himself chosen to participate in a fighting tournament between Earthrealm and Outworld that could determine the fate of the entire human race. Young finds himself drawn into a world of prophecy and mysticism with a bunch of eccentrics and outcasts, while the scheming Outworld sorcerer Sang Shung plots to rig the game by assassinating as many of Earth's champions as possible before the tournament properly starts. As such, Cole finds himself embroiled in a struggle that will truly test his might. To give Mortal Kombat credit, there are parts of this cinematic adaptation that work reasonably well. The production is largely impressive, with cinematographer Jermaine McMicking and production designer Naman Marshall working hard to make sure that the world inhabited by the characters feels reasonably tactile, which is important for a movie based in a fighting game. There are even moments where the film actually works. The movie's 13-minute prologue was screened for critics to build hype for the movie, and it's easy to understand why. In an atmospheric action scene that could be lifted from a classic western or samurai film, the warrior known as Hanzo Hasashi has his blissful family life interrupted by an assassin called B-Han. This sequence is effectively a self-contained short movie, an origin story for both Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the two most popular characters in the Mortal Kombat franchise. It is efficient, lean, and compelling. It probably helps that Hiroyuki Sanada is the strongest member of the ensemble. Even as the prologue ends, it feels like Mortal Kombat might be a better movie if it stayed on Scorpion's story. After this prologue, everything becomes messier and unfocused. Mortal Kombat pours as much lore as possible into its 110-minute runtime, cramming in characters and backstory with little interest as to how they should fit together. It spoils little, for example, to reveal that Mortal Kombat is less interested in the actual fighting tournament itself than in the politicking and scheming behind that fighting tournament. It doesn't help that Mortal Kombat adopts a lot of the cinematic language of the modern superhero blockbuster. The sequence that reintroduces Sub-Zero to modern-day Earth evokes a showdown from an X-Men movie. There are characters who have boards populated with photos and notes, mapping out connections and threads. There are sequel hook character references. This is all serious business. Of course, Mortal Kombat then tries to have it both ways. To avoid seeming too earnest, characters puncture some of this mythology with ironic and self-aware banter. Did you ever notice, for example, that Mortal Kombat is spelt with a K? Not a C. It's Mortal Kombat, you see. It isn't that Mortal Kombat is having fun, it's that the movie's worried about being made fun of, and so races to puncture the drama that it creates. The result is a weird tonal imbalance. Elements like Jermaine McMicken's cinematography and Benjamin Wallfish's score, coupled with an emphasis on earnest monologues about the history of the characters and the world, suggest a movie that wants to be taken seriously. But the characters keep chipping away from the inside, as if worried that it might be taken too seriously. Scorpion famously argued that his opponents needed to get over here, but maybe Mortal Kombat just needs to get over itself. Mortal Kombat is available in cinemas and on HBO Max now.